Welcome, 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 welcome. Oh, yeah. What is going on, everybody? Give a couple minutes till people start popping up in here. See how this goes here tonight for Garage Talk Tuesdays. I'm gonna have to start throwing this. I'm telling you. I have to start throwing this little thing, the little mini. Gotta throw this thing. Thing is so darn tiny. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. See how many people pop in here tonight. Yeah. Put on some shades. And you see me? Welcome, whoever just joined. There's one person. Wait till we get a couple people in here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Boom. Dun, 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 dun. And they just pieced. They just pieced. One person shows up and they're out of here. All right, all right, all right. Dun, 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 dun. Ugh. What is going on? Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Waiting till we get some people in here. Wait for people to show up. I hope I have these settings public. Hope I have these settings public. Is not. Live chat, all messages are visible. There we go. I do not want to learn more. Dr. Jones, what's up, buddy? So when's your tournament? This weekend? When is your tournament? Or did you have it already? Friday. Yeah, Saturday, Sunday is supposed to rain. Saturday, Sunday is supposed to rain. I'm not going to be probably any help for you. Monday was a struggle. Monday was a struggle. I'll say the best thing that I've been getting, hopefully, I'll see. Hopefully, I'll. Have a sec. My best thing that I've been getting hit on the most is rattle traps. Rattle traps and my, I've been catching bigger ones with my rattle traps and my chatterbait. Crankbaits, hit or miss. I mean, I went back in the codes. I went looking. Welcome, whoever else. 351 Cleveland. What is going on? What's going on? Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everyone doing tonight? How is everyone doing tonight? There's a third one. What was the water temps? It was, when I went out, it was 59 degrees in the morning, and it got up to 64. Like when I left in lunchtime. Around lunchtime, it was like 64 degrees. So, but you have to figure these past couple days have been warm, so it probably stayed warm. And we're not having any nights in the 30 degrees, like 30s. So it'll probably stay low 60s. But yeah, they're gone. They're not in Coes. And if they are, they're probably pushing back in. But other than that, you're just gonna find skipjack right now. Like, it's tough. I'm gonna be going to a whole new thing. Boom. The 6 Sense bait chamber. Ooh. Yes, sir, I got them. I'm loading them up right now. Slowly. I'm going to be throwing some jigs here coming up. Be throwing some jigs. I'm going to be making some jig videos. Videos you guys normally don't see from me. Yes, I'm going to be throwing some jigs. Some 1/2 ounce and some 3/8. Never made a jig video yet. Like, as you can see, like, all these jigs are like brand new. Like, they're just sitting in here. I ordered a ton. I lie. I got 2 on the Real Fishing. God, it jigs scare me. Anything that touches the bottom. Winter pattern. What is the temps? Yeah. This right here has always been. This is the only jig that I have kept right here. This one right here. This is my go-to. My little finesse jig with the little crawls. That is my go-to. But yes, I am going to be doing a lot of jig fishing because they're going to be moving out. So they're going to be moving out. So I'm going to go ahead and try something different. Josh, I got plenty of jigs for you to use. I got a bunch of brand new brown, brand new one, 1/2 ounce. I have a bunch. I got a bunch. I'm all ready. I am ready. I got black and blue. I got all types. I got some. I have just been chilling in the boxes. Yes, they have been chilling. Mine have been chilling in here too. I haven't used any. I have a bunch. But I'm going to start doing it. What did you say? Winter patterns, yeah. What are the water temps? Got jigs on anything. Yeah, but they shouldn't be at the winter patterns right now, though. They should not be at the winter patterns because the water's too warm. Like, it didn't even hit 55 degrees yet. Like, it's just way too early. Just way too early. I still have yet to catch anything on this mini. For some reason, I can't catch anything on this thing. Like, I love chatterbaits, but I can't catch. They just been. I don't know what to tell you with a chatterbait. I might have to go out to Percy Priest and try it. And Josh, I'm gonna have to go into work Monday. So I will not be going out Monday, but I will be going out Saturday in rain or shine, no matter what. And it's supposed to rain Saturday. So just giving you a heads up, I will be going out Saturday morning in the rain. And as you can see, that last little video that I posted, me and Rain don't do too well. Fishing on Priest has been tough. Fishing with the K. So, what's up, buddy? Morning Dawn Adventures. The R word is a bad word, Rain. It's sad to say I've done better in the rain than not raining. I have done better in the rain than not rain. Like, it's just sad to say. I think fishing with the K's. He has a lot of good stuff. If you want to watch, he actually fishes with his dog. He just started taking his dog out, but he does a lot of the Cumberland River fishing. So if you guys are into river fishing with the K's, he has a bunch of videos on that. So I would recommend go ahead and watching some of them. One of these. Oh, cool, man. I appreciate you stopping. I appreciate you stopping in. I'm always going to have it in the garage. I'm not trying to do anything fancy. I'm not trying to, put my whole thing back here and this and that. I'm just going to be just sitting down, relaxing in the garage until, for right now it's warm. And then eventually I'm going to have, later on, I'll have a beanie on and a sweatshirt. But for right now it's warm. But yeah, I love fishing in the rain. Rain, except for that last video that I just posted where I almost lost my rod in the water. Like I dove in it. Like, not literally dove in. Speaking of rain, plan on getting any rain or winter gear. I already have it. From last year. I have a couple. My winter gear. I have my 1 6-inch jacket, which is like that bubble jacket. I might be fishing Priest or Center Hill Monday. Yeah, I wish I could get out Monday, Morning Dawn, but I gotta work. I need the money because I am trying to get rid of this boat. I know it's only 2 years old. It's a 2020. And when I had it serviced last year, my first year servicing it, I only had like 52 hours on, or I think 42 hours or something like that on the motor. So plus this year, but I'm really not driving. I'm using a trolling motor. So, I mean, I owe money on this yet, but I need the extra money right now because I want to get a different boat. But I can't get a big boat. My boat's crooked right now in the garage. And it's only 17-footer. I only can go to like the Z18 Pro. I'm trying to look at is the boat that I want to get, or if there's another one in that price range, or preferably a little bit cheaper. Yes, a Nitro. I do want to get that Nitro, the Z18 Pro. My weekend is wrapped in my son's wedding. Oi. Because I can't fit anything bigger than an 18-foot. So, if anybody has any suggestions on a boat, whether it's a Skeeter, whether it's this, whether it's, a Triton, preferably I don't want to spend a chunk of change. All right, this tracker here, brand new, is 30 grand. All right, so that's a little bit more than that, yes. But this brand new with like really nothing on it. I still have the little Lowrance thing that it came with. But I have my Helix 7 on right here, and I have my FS9 up front. But if anyone knows of a decent boat, it's got to be under, I think it's with the trailer, like 19.2, and I could have it crooked here in the garage. But I could fit it in without hitting the water heater back here. So if anyone knows of anything, I'd be really appreciative. Because I keep hitting this windshield aluminum. I need room. I need physical room. Like I'm literally tired of having my rods. All right, here. I will show you guys. I am gonna flip this around. All right. Hold on. See where my rods are at? Right here, right down the middle. I don't have them here. All right. Here's a glass. There's glass here. There's glass here. There's glass here. This is the only place I can come from the front to the back. All right, I've broken 4 or 5 rods so far because I'm flying to get a net from the front to the back. Yes, I got some rod holders there and there. And this you can flip up. You know what I mean? I can flip this up, but I'm tired of just keeping everything. Like I got rods and storage. I can hold all my rods and stuff in there. But I don't want to keep having to pull that up every single time. And I'm tired of kicking these, stepping on these every time that I move around in the boat. So I probably broke about, I don't know, $800 worth of rods so far, snapped them. That, or I'll end up hitting this window here with my lure coming back. I really don't care what type of boat, but you know, I like to have a 150 horsepower motor because I got a 115 on this one now. Preferably, you know, so I can have my rods on the side. Have you already talked about the rods you have on? Have you out? No, I did not talk about any of my rods yet that I have out. Just waiting to grab some people in here, first of all, before I even talk about anything. Just waiting until people came in, because a lot of people are like, oh, I will be in there, but I can't be in there until, you know, 7:15, 7:30, so forth. So I am just sitting here. But I will go over some right now that I have been using. But 2 of them, especially for when the winter comes, I will be switching this over to an open reel just because I can go deeper. And when they're deep, you guys can see this here. I will be using a pulse jig. I will be using a pulse jig going deep. And I just rip that open. So if you guys can see this here, taking this off so you guys can see a little better. Use the pulse jig right here. This is what I will be using in a 1/2 ounce. Considered deep to me with this. I'll be fishing this. How many windshields have you replaced from flying tungsten? 0. 0 right now. Deep for me, I will say, is anywhere between 20 to 30. 20 to 30 feet is deep for me. So I will be down, you know, fishing this about 20, 25 feet deep, but I'll be using a different color. But I do have that in a 1/2 ounce. I have it in a 1 ounce. And this right here is a 3/8 ounce. So you got to be on main river. Yeah. I will be on the main river. Kyle, what's going on? Who's ready to rip those winter lip bass? Me. But as I was telling you guys before, when I throw this, I got this. You barely can even see this line. All right. I got this on 12-pound test right here. 12 or 10. I have this one on this is my first combo that I've ever had, that I ever bought, was my Mach 1 speed spool. Fluoro, yes. I don't have anything that when I fish, I'll either use braid or I'll use fluoro. I do not use, what you call it? I can't come up with it. Monofilament. I don't use mono for anything at all. Winner for this one, 10 to 12 pound test. I'll have that on. My gear ratio on this, there's really not much I can do about it. It's a 7.5 to 1, just a Mach 1, just a regular old Lew's. But I will try to go down to a 6.3 to 1 in the winter Dawn Adventures. I will try to get down to a 6.3 to 1 to fish that real slow. Let me put this up. So that's one rod that I'm using now is in the fall. I will use this if they're down deep on real tough days, which I did not catch nothing the other day trying this. So I was down about 15 feet. For now in the fall, you're going to find them deep. And Old Hickory really doesn't get deep unless you're out in the channel, and that's 40 feet. Now, you might have different Are you grafting for fishing or looking for brush piles? Both. Brush piles, I will go to all my normal spots that I have now, where I can go from. I haven't touched Drake's Creek. I can go all the way down Chutes, in the back of Chutes, which is Langford Cove. I can go down to 2 foot. I can go across from 2 foot. I can go down to Turtle. I can go all the way down. Like, there's numerous places where I will go, and I will go to my spots. Excuse me. I don't graph too much in those spots because they're in coves and there's creek channels. So what I'll do is I know where they're normally at. I'll use my live active target. So I will go there and I will just pan around using my pan out, just look for them. Sometimes I can see the shad and everything else is pushed up shallow. So then I'm also looking around. So I'll find them in 5 feet, 8 feet, all the way down to 10. And then some of them will have these creek channels that swing in there that are 20, 22 feet. And you'll find them down around 18. That's when I will throw that in there. Rich, you guys all know the majority of everyone has them. I'll pull it out. Is your A-rig. You guys know you got to have one, whether fall, winter. I have the yellow one in there, chartreuse. It all depends. Some days I will get that middle one bit more than anything else for some odd reason. I will get that chartreuse one bit all day long, and they will miss those clear white ones. They won't come after it. But then there's days where I won't get anything on that chartreuse one. This one, I'm actually running 20-pound fluorocarbon. I have that on my Daiwa Tatula 6:3-1. It's my Tatula 100 HL. I don't know if too many people are familiar with Daiwa. That's like my favorite reel. So this is my 100 HL. I just love it. I got 20-pound test on this. This I am throwing now. Catch some, don't catch much, but I'm having problems finding them. A lot of them are out deep and they don't want to bite. So if I am graphing, length of rod for the A-rig. This one that I have here, this is on my cranking rod, to be honest. This is my KVD cranking rod. This one is a 7'1" medium heavy moderate action. I don't have it on a big old swim bait rod. Now, I have it on this one just because I like the feel of it. And this rod here bends. This cranking rod, it bends. So when it's down there and the fish are going ahead, just swinging back, just trying to shake it, there's so much play in this rod, I don't got to muscle them. I don't got to sit here, It will go ahead and they can bend this down. And I don't have any worries. But for how thick it is right here, I love it. Now we're going back to size. You ever thought about using a longer rod for the A-rig? I do. I prefer it, but I snap mine. My last one that I used was a 7'8", 7'9". Now, if I have, I'll get to you here in a second. Where is it at? Now, this one that I'm using right now for here, I use a 7-Eleven and I like it. It helps get the bait out there. Yes, it does. It's very, very helpful. The bigger the bait, the bigger the rod, the easier it is. Who did I miss? $1 for. All right, my cranking rod. All right, this is my Kistler Oregon series, but it is a deep cranking rod. So the deep cranking rod, This is a deep cranking, which I don't know if you guys can see that. No, you really can't, but it's tough. This rod right here is my 7'6" medium heavy deep crankbait, swim bait, and umbrella rig. This is an A-rig rod. This is my 7'6". This is specifically for A-rigs that Kistler makes, but I use it for my regular cranking rod. So I have an A-rig rod that's specifically for them, but I use it as my other crankbait rod. It's a 7'6". That's why I have this one on here. This is the new F4 by 6 Sense, their new flat side. Which I don't know if you can hear it, but they have that weight transfer in there. So you can launch it out even further. These are brand new, and they come with the, what is it called? The circuit board bills now. These are the brand new ones that are out. I run this. This is my 6-3-1, and I got 14-pound fluoro on this. I don't go any bigger than 14-pound fluoro on any of my cranking rods. Except wintertime. If anyone has another rod that they want to use in a winter, go 17-pound fluoro and use a balsa wood bait. Like, say I'll have an OG Slim, or if I have an OG Slim and I have an OG Tiny, you can throw that around logs and everything else. Short cast, like you're pitching. Seth Fielder uses it. So you can go 17 or 20, which is going to keep your bait up. So you can fish shallower. So the higher weight you use, the shallower that your crankbait is going to run. So if you want to fish shallow, pitching trees, pitching logs, and everything else, just keep pitching your crankbait in there, reeling it, pitch, reel, pitch. Go up to 17 pound minimum, 17 to 20. Now, which you guys see me using all the time, or use mono to go shallow. True, you can use braid too. Mono is the cheap way to go, which works. So is braid, but so I don't get hit. Now, this is my chatterbait rod. This is Kistler's Feeling Reel. This one right here is a 7'3", medium heavy, but the power is a 4. So this bends like big time. So there's so much play in this. Like, this is ridiculous. But this is specifically for open water, sparse grass. It'll actually tell you on the rods what they're used for. This is for, yeah, open water, sparse grass. It'll actually tell you on, you can get your specific rods at Kistler if anyone wanted them, but this is what I use that one for. Now, of course, I have my 7.3, I think it's 7.3-1, my 151 HG Shimano SLX DC. Yeah, that is ridiculous. That's all my chatterbait. Like, I just love it. Like, this rod here is just something. This is the Feeling Reel. Like, this is just ridiculous. And I even press them hard. But it's a medium heavy. Now this, you know what I mean? Like, if you go on their website, they have specific rods tailored for a specific action. Like, I have my other jig rod. I don't throw jigs. I will. Yes. That is true. Now, this one here, I've been using. I have my Kistler Series 1 reel, which is the carbon fiber, everything else. Now, I have 20-pound braid on this one. This one is my 6'9" light, medium heavy. But as you can see, this is on all my, I get this stuck. I hate these. These are for my lipless. I'll use this specifically for my lipless crank. It's a light, medium heavy. It is very, 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 very light reel. This one's a 7.3-1. I got 20-pound braid. And as you can see right here, I got I don't want to hit anything. I got an oh, come on. Nope, I'm twisting it up. Hold up, guys. Give me a second. I got 12-pound fluoro on this leader. All right. This is my light, medium, heavy. Like, it is very, very, very light. But I got 20-pound braid to a 12-pound leader. That's probably about, I go 8 to 10 foot just in case something breaks off. I can go ahead and retie a couple times. But yeah, this is a 6'9" light, medium, heavy. And this is Kistler's KLX. What did he just say? I just seen it just popped up live. I'll chat. Surprised I haven't seen any shad color hard baits. What brand line do you like using? This I have right here is Beyond Braid. I just have it on there, you know what I mean? Because on my Dock Skipper, that is right up here. Hold on. Yeah, I have shad patterns, but I will say they worked for a little while, but I haven't been getting bit on them. So I switched it up. But this ain't, I was trying anything and everything Monday, and I didn't catch nothing on this. This is the last something that I tried. But I have Beyond Braid, but I will show you here in a second. Now I have my Dock Skipper, which for people that like using open reels is perfect. That is the only thing that I'm able to skip is on that open reel. I can't skip anything else for some odd reason. I either blow up my reel because I don't know what I'm doing properly, or B, it just stops. But here, I have it at the front. Give me a second. Now on my Dock Skipper, check out the loose skipping reel. What brand do you like using? My favorite brand, fluorocarbon, I like FC Sniper. I like FC Cranking. Cranking is a really good, to me, I haven't lost anything, and it takes a beating down on the rocks. But as you can see, this is the Kistler Dock Skipper with the Kistler reel. I got orange so I can see when they take the bait. And I got a 12-pound leader tied to it. This one is a 6'3" light, medium, heavy. This one's a 6'3". And I have their Series 1, Kistler Series 1 reel yet too to that one. So it's a very, 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 very light reel. Like very light. But like this here, it just bends so much. Like if I can get this one here, let me see. This one here is just crazy. They all bend. You using an O-ring on that wacky rig? No. I don't. I do, but I don't. Like, you don't see any videos. Like, I try to use a wacky rig, but my patience, that's why I have to learn something this year for the upcoming tournaments that I want to get into, is patience. You don't see me with videos with jigs. I don't use them. I got to start to use them. I like the O-ring on the wacky rig. Yes, I have them. But I rarely have that in the boat. I only have that in the boat because I didn't feel like hanging up on the wall. I went down to the pond by my house. Now I will get to baits. It all depends on what type of baits you guys. Like I said, I've been catching a lot of them on rattle traps. As you can see, I got tons. I got tons of them. This is the one that I've been catching everything on lately. As you can see, it's beat up. The light's going to take it away from it. But this is my shad pattern. This is my go-to one right now. 6th Sense's new one. It has a weight down on the bottom for distribution, and it's loud. This is my go-to one right here. Now, I will go a little bit of a chrome / rusty. How am I fishing it? 3 different types of ways. I will cast in the same area around grass. I'll burn it. That's one. If I'm not getting bit, I'll slow it down to the next one, which is number 2. I'll pull it. Stop, reel the slack, and pull. Reel the slack, pull, which is a little bit of a slower motion because it's going to come flying across and just stop and sink a little bit. Now, if I'm deeper, of course, you're just going to yo-yo it just like you're doing a jig. Have it come up and it'll flutter back down. Have it come up, flutter back down. But I'm not going to do that around brush piles because I've lost too many of these around brush piles. I'll do it on the outside of a brush pile, but I get around them. That and a deep diving jerk bait around brush piles. I just lose too much money. This one here, if they don't like those rattles, I'll break it down to 1 rattle. So you have 1 loud knocker on there. That's another thing that when you get out there, you can try. You can try different baits. They might want the BBs. They might, you have to watch. There might be some plastic BBs. You might get some metal BBs. Then you can go to 1 knocker. Or you can get one that has 1 big knocker and a couple little BBs. I'll see if I have one of those. For right now, if it's muddy water, like real bad after it's raining, this is the one that I was telling you about that has 1 big knocker and a couple BBs in it. This is their 6th Sense. This is all black and there's a couple blue. But listen to this one, if you guys can hear it. It has 1 big knocker and a couple BBs in it. It doesn't have that high-pitched ting like other ones do. So I got a couple different styles. Loud as hell. Yes, it is. This has another knocker in it. 1 knocker with a couple BBs. But this is more of a... Have I ever changed the hooks? Never. I have never changed 1 hook on a 6th Sense lure. Like you could just rub your fingers by it and it'll just pull it. Like it'll get stuck into you. Like it's barely even touching. I've had this for about a year now. I've never changed 1 hook on a 6th Sense lure. Their hooks, if anyone has used them, they're ridiculous. Like you will get caught anywhere on your clothes, everything. Now, don't hook myself. All right, babe, thanks. I appreciate that. Now, you can go to loud, muddy water. You have your crawfish one. You have a knocker in it, plus you have your little BBs. So I have my crawfish ones. I have different ones. Now, you can go to a louder one. Ever used blade baits? Old Hickory? No, but I have used tail spinners. Listen to how loud this one is. The difference is, if you can read it, it's a slow sink. This sinks very, 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 very slowly. Same with this one. This one's a slow sink. And they're loud. This is one of my favorite ones to use in the winter. Right here. Little tail spinner. Just cast that out as far as I can go. If I know they're down around brush piles, I'll just yo-yo it up and down. Just bring it right up, let it fall down. Bring it up, let it fall down. This is one of my, in case they're just down at the bottom, I'll just let this hit, I'll let it hit the ground. Gotta fly. All right, Kyle, appreciate it. But yeah, these will just sink very, very fast. I like tail spinners. Or you can cast them out and just reel them in, because this puts off a lot of action behind it. These actually thump. You can feel it in your rod. And white bass on the tail spinners. White bass, this catches a lot of white bass. Now you have your regular shad pattern, which you guys all know that one. No. Now you can go with your bone. Your plain old bone color. It's almost like see-through, as you can see. But it's a bone color one. I like throwing that one too. That one there, I'll throw on 14-pound test in the winter. A lot of this test that I have now is for fall and winter. Just in case anyone's wondering, like, what do I, all my crankbaits, 14 pounds, sometimes 12. That's just what I like throwing, that I've gotten used to. And if I run a DT6, I got 14-pound test on, it gets down to 6 feet. Like, what? If people don't understand, like, people, yeah, I have a DT6, and do you understand what the DT stands for? Dives to 6 feet. So if you have a DT8, do you like that box that you have that lures in? Yeah, I love it, but I gotta clean it out. I love it, but I gotta clean it out because it's really, really dirty right now. It's like one of my favorite boxes. Yeah, I love it. You just set it in that lure lock box. I'm holding it upside down, and it don't go nowhere. I love them. But what's neat about that, what box is that? That's the lure lock. What I like about that is you could take those out and wash it with warm water, and it takes all the grass and gook and all that stuff out. Let it dry and put your lures back in. Now we can go to how you see a lot of people throwing in the winter your translucent baits. As you can see, your medium depth. I think this one runs probably about 18 feet. But as you can see, the BB's in it. I run translucent when I'm getting down there in the winter. It works for me. It might not work for you, but I always have that on if I'm going down deeper. Just like my 6-inch jerk baits. Bet it's a workout cranking that bad boy. It is. It is. Now you also have your 6 cents, but this is your slow sink. So this will actually slowly sink until it gets down to a certain spot, which I like it. So I can get it down. It doesn't have that big of a lip, but I will say around 10 feet, 12, it stops sinking. I can let it go and watch it on my live active target, and it'll go down once it gets to around 10, 12, around there, depending when the water's, say, 48, 49, 50. It just stays put around 10 feet, 12 feet. So I don't buy the deep diving ones. I have the slow sink, so I can get it down there and just let it sink, and it'll slowly get down to the right depth. I'll use that on a clear, sunny day. Which you're going to think this is going to be funny at what I show you, but I've caught plenty on this one here. You really can't see it. You use any of the Megabass jerk baits? No, I haven't. What bait is that? That is the 6 cents Provoke 101. The Megabass, I haven't bought any because I lose too many jerk baits. That's why I don't use them. I lose too many. You guys will laugh. You have your yellow/red here. Turn around and a solid red over here. This I use in muddy water. This is also, as you can see, I don't know if you can see it, slow sink. How do I lose them? I'm always around brush piles. I always got your deep diving ones. So I'm at 10-foot brush piles where they're just all around there. I'm down around the brush piles. And I always get them hung up. I watch guys' videos doing it all the time and they can get them out of the brush piles. I can't. I haven't figured that out yet. Now, one thing that I ordered, I haven't used yet, but I'm going to use for bass this winter, and I'm going to use for stripers. I ordered it from 6 Cents. Got a nice 6-inch spoon. So I'm going to use that on a 17-pound braid. Just cast it out there and see how that goes. I've never fished these before. I bought my first one. So I will see how this one goes. So that is those. Like, I got plenty of jerk baits, but I lose too many. Now, for some reason, my two favorite colors that I hope you have a better luck with the big spoon than me. I've never used them. Like, I watch people use them all the time. This one here is one of my go-to ones, my 6 Cents Provoke. That one. And the other one of my favorite ones for the winter is my Pearl. This is a solid Pearl. That one there, I ordered 4 of. I lost 3 of them. I got 1 left. But that's my favorite one. That there is my favorite one. Rapala makes a good jerk bait. That is what I started off on, using Rapala. Silver is the best color on Old Hickory. Well, I have your shad with silver on top. Your shad color. And I do have one Rapala right here. An older one. It's like a chrome. I do have one. Oh, silver's the best color on the spoon, I meant. All right. Do you do the long pause in the wintertime? I normally jerk bait in the winter. I've gotten my bites on with it. Sounds stupid, but I gotta count in my head. The majority of my bites are anywhere between 18 seconds and 25 seconds of it just letting it sit there. Like, I literally one Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Like, it sounds stupid to count in your head, but I will count in my head. Anywhere between 18 and 25 seconds. That it just sat there. Now, this is before I had live active target. It does sound I'm stupid, but I have to count in my head. Because what I always try to do is when I'm out there, repeat how I caught a fish. All right, how did I catch that? Now, I could tell you with my crankbaits, don't have enough patience to wait that long. Either do I. That's why I don't jig fish. That's why I don't use the wacky rig. Like, I have the stuff, but I'm going to have to learn how to do that so I can flip these docks. I can do all this stuff and just hit this pile and hit this pile and hit this pile and get underneath to the middle and then move on to the next dock. Because I want to hit a lot more tournaments this year. I want to get into more, I want to get into more like MLF, like Phoenix, the smaller tournaments. So I got to learn how to do this. Like, there is no ifs, ands, or buts. I have to. So I'm going to go practice this winter because of where they're going to sit, this, and this. Hit this log, hit this side of the log, practice. But crankbait wise, I will tell you 95% of the time that I get bit on a crankbait is on the pause. If you watch any video that I have on here that is cranking, you will see me crank, 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 pause. Crank, crank, pause, and then crank it again. Any time that I've gotten hit is on a pause. And when I go to reel again, it's just nothing but is when they hit it. Always on a pause. That is my favorite thing to do, is crank. But I will get to those. Now I'm getting off topic here, but as you probably heard me talk about it, up and down till I was blue in the face, summer all long, was the 77X Schwank and the 66 when they came out with the 66. I will not use any other crankbait at all, wherever I go. I won't use any other crankbait. This right here, you can see is like beat up. Like there's teeth marks all over it. Front, back, this. This is my L-shaped square bill. This is the 66 size. All right. This here is the 77. That's the 77. This here is, and listen to the loud. This is just, I just hooked myself. This is my favorite bait to throw. And this is my go-to color. For one simple reason. Crankbait doesn't run like this. It runs like this. So I'm coming through grass, it's hitting this grass, I could just pull it right out. It ain't digging down to the bottom of the grass. It's just coming straight on through. It runs so great in the grass. Especially when I hit logs. Like it's already down. If you're going and hitting a log on a normal crank, it's like this, and then it has to come up or it'll run under. It hits this square bill. Like it hits this L shape and it pops it up. So it'll roll it. This lip here, it makes it roll. That one there. And if you go back to spring, this here was my goat. How deep did those run? 3 to 5 feet. I can get that on 14-pound test down around 5. This here was my go-to one in the spring. When that grass starts coming up and it's so loud. It is annoying. It is annoying. So that there, the first one that I showed you was my go-to. This is my second one. It's really hard to see with this light here. But you have that one there. It's a little bit of an orange tint body. Then, if I'm catching a lot of small ones on that, if I'm catching a lot of small ones on this, I'm going to upsize it. I'm going to go to the 77X. That's just something that I do, is if I end up start catching a lot of little ones on that, even though they do catch bigger ones, if that's the right color, what they're looking for, I will just step the size up. Just like this one. You have your bluegill when I'm throwing it around grass in the summer. All right. I've caught my bigger ones on the other bluegill. Set 77, 66. Give those a try. Hold on. Cool. We'll have to give those a try as the DT doesn't work too well, guys. I love these. But the thing is, I could run these over rocks. Now, you could get your gold reactor. You have your gold. You also have your shad with your little bit of blood on the side. It's blue, chrome, gold chrome. I got their brand new color that's not even out on the market yet. You only could get it with the 6 cent Super Six Sack that 6 Cents has. This is their brand new color. I just got it 2 days ago. This is their brand new crawfish color for the fall. And then, of course, you have your normal shad. You have your normal shad pattern. So they have everything. So you can go from a 77 to a 66. So I will be throwing this around the dead, dying grass. So a lot of the stuff that you see on Old Hickory right now, if you guys are familiar with the lake, if you're out on the lake, anywhere on the lake, you will see the grass where it's at now. When it dies off and it starts to go down and it's still green underneath, I'm going to be throwing this around there. You got your crawfish, little red on the bottom, red, orange tint to it. I'll be trying that one. That one's a brand new exclusive color. The only reason, that's all I have for the most part. I'll say 95% of my baits are all 6 cents. All of them. That's just my preference. Do not go by me. I mean, except for all my chatterbaits that I run. Chatterbaits, I do run the Strike King Thunder Cricket. Now, you have your medium depth for the winter. As you guys can see, I got a lot. A lot of medium and a lot of deep ones. So, like you guys all know, a lot of people run, it's stuck in here. They're balsa. So I have a couple. I want to get it unhooked. Really, dude? I apologize. This thing is stuck big time. You have your DTs. What is this one? DT10. You got your little shad color. You got a DT10. Oh, I'm stuck. Another DT10. These are my balsa ones that I got. I have your DT8. Then I got your DT12. So I'm right around in that range, 12, 10, 9. With your DTs. Those I like. Thrown. Now, you can get your real big ones that dive real deep. DT6. No, I do not. I do not have a DT6. I do not have a DT6. This is one of your deeper ones with a one big knocker on there from 6 cents. This one dives to 20. Now you can go a little smaller. All right. Now I can go a little bit smaller yet, but still get down at that depth. Around 15 feet. With this one. This is a tiny one, but I can get down to 15 feet. You have your chartreuse on the bottom. This is another go-to one from 6 cents. This will get down there. Now you have your finesse ones. That'll get down there in the spring, winter. That's it. There's a smaller one for you, but that'll dive down to 8 feet. You're cranking ledges with those deep divers? Yes. If I'm in, say, 18 foot, I know this is going to hit 20. I will be down there constantly at 20 feet. I will run this down 18 till I hit a ledge. Try to get off that ledge. Now we can go smaller. These are your finesse ones. Now, you really want to get finesse. Only one that this is the only lure only style lure that I run on a spinning rod. It's so tiny, but it gets down to 8 feet. Like, it's not even as big as my thumb. Like, that's my thumb to the crankbait. It is minuscule. My boat position when I'm on ledges, I'm also going to go over this too as well. And there's my white one. But that's just some of my, I got numerous. But my boat position when I'm on ledges, when I try, I will look at different ledges. I will be out, if I'm fishing 18 feet, and if I'm out in the main channel, I will position my boat out as far as I can cast. So if I'm here's 18 feet, my boat's all the way out here, I'm casting all the way up to here. So I'm out in probably about 30, 40 feet of water. Or if I can get it off that drop off and come down, if they're just hanging right underneath that drop off. So if this is 18 feet here, all right, but I know my lure is going to be down here, but they're hanging right underneath here, I'm going to throw it on top of that ledge, dig it. I know mine's going to hit 20, and as it's going to hit this, it's going to come on down. And I want to try to hit these fish that are right here at this ledge. So I'm going to try to get it come down here and have it come out here. That's how I try to play. Or this is 18 foot. They're sitting up here. I'm going to position my boat. If they're sitting like right here, I'm going to position my boat back here, and I'm going to cast over here past them, and I'm going to run it right on by them. But one thing that I will find out, that I will tell you guys that I found out that's weird. I've caught more fish this summer. If they're at 18, I'm running a crankbait, not down at 18 feet, 20 feet. If it's 18 feet and they're sitting at 16, I'm having my crankbait at 15 feet. For some odd reason, they're here, my crankbait's coming over top of them, and they actually come up to hit it versus mine being down at the bottom and them coming down to get it. What pattern do you, let me see what you put on top. The pattern work for you closer to the dam or river section? See, I don't go up to the dam too much. I will stay from chutes. I don't fish Drake's Creek anymore. It is, I don't care what anybody says. They ended up ruining that creek. They ended up ruining that whole cove. They killed the grass on there. I don't care what anyone says. They lie, because the grass that I fished last year is non-existent. Like, I had to have my prop on my motor all the way out of the water, or else I'm dragging grass. If you get up all the way up Drake's Creek to where that last marina is on your left, right before that, where the buoys are, where they, there's a no wake zone on the right hand side. You go back in that cove, the grass used to be like this, right underneath the water. You can't even see the grass right now. There's none. All summer long. There's nothing there. I go in there with my live scope. Won't even see any fish. Don't even have bait fish in there. It's just mud. But they say they didn't do anything to it. They didn't cut it out. They didn't put any chemicals in it. I'm sorry. I'm not dumb. I'm not stupid. The grass just doesn't totally disappear. Go from being this close to being out of water to where I can stand down and touch mud. It just doesn't happen. So I stay out of Drake's Creek. I mean, I'll go up there, if I'm bored, just to try. But other than that, there's tons of white bass, but the largemouth are gone. But if you go from chutes, you ever fish Spencer Creek? I have to figure out where that is. I probably have some pictures from there on probably Fishbrain, but I fished towards the dam more. Like, if you would go up, the furthest that I will fish is I'm trying to think of that sports bar up in Old Hickory. Was it Sam's? No. They have a marina there. It's off Old Hickory Road. I can't think of the name, but I will fish that area all the way back, all the way down to past 2 Foot Cove, and the cove across from 2 Foot Cove, because there's some rocks there that come out. Yes, there's a Sam's. All right, Sam's Sports Bar. Then that's exactly what it is. So if you're at Sam's Sports Bar where that marina is there, if you're looking at it this way from the water, or if you're at Sam's, you go out to the lake and make a right. Go all the way down to those coves there. Right there to the right. They have some deep creek channels that get down to 24 feet. But then you'll have flats in there that are at 10. Then you'll have, it's really weird. You'll have a creek channel comes in at 24 feet. It'll come up to a flat that'll be at 10. And right by the rock walls, it'll get down to 13, 14. There's a little gully here on each side, which is weird. So you have 22, come up to like a 10-foot flat. And then right before the rock walls on both sides, it'll get down to 13, 14 feet here. And they like to hang in here, or they'll hang down in the middle. So when I fish that, I'm going to fish both sides first, look at my live active target, fish that. And if they're not there, check the flat. If they're not there, come on down to where it's, 22 feet. Or you can go all the way out and, to the river channel. But that's perfect situation for there to where, plus you could fish the docks that are in the back there. They're 8, 9, 10 feet. So there's numerous different water levels for them to be at. You have your 10-foot flat, which there is some grass there and some rocks. And people have caught smallmouth in there. But the people that I've talked to that caught smallmouth is when the wind's blowing into that cove for some reason. But I will go to, like you asked, you were talking about Rapala. You ever going further east? That 2-foot cove? Yes. I'm trying to think of the name. There's a marina there before. If you went out from Chutes, made a right, go all the way past 2-foot cove, there's a marina on the left-hand side there before the bend. I can't think of that. It ain't Turtle. It's I'd have to look it up. But that's where I went on my one video when I was using that chartreuse crankbait when I was coming up that rock wall, going all the way back to that marina. It's a real long cove. But like I was saying with you guys, here's all my balsa wood. Here is all my OG Slims and my OG Tinies. You have your shad with your circuit board. Another shad style. These only go to 5 feet. You can go to your crawl pattern. That's your darker crawl. You can go to your lighter crawl. This is an OG Tiny here. And this is your OG Slim, which is a little bit bigger. And if I'm around grass and I want to get real shallow, I'll even use a BX Brat. That's also balsa wood. The BX Brat, I do not know how shallow it goes. I know I can't get it very deep. Or it's a rubber knocker in this one. I don't know if you guys can hear that. But this is your Spro Little John. It's a Spro. There's a little rubber knocker in there. Oh, and here's another OG Tiny. I cannot throw those on my bait caster. They don't work. I only can throw them on an open reel. It will not work. I end up bird's nesting it because it's too light. So, now we're going to get into my fall baits that I use on a constant basis. On a constant basis. This here was the go-to one in my videos by 6 Sense. Just in case if you were wondering, nothing. Silent. This one is silent. This is a 50X. I'm not running the 100X. This is the 50. This one's silent. If if I want to go a little deeper in the fall, you have your rock crawler. This one's a little louder, not much. And I got your other rock crawler. Now we're going to get into all your, I'll say, finesse cranking. Your flat sides, all your flat sides here. That one you've seen me catch some with lately. You also have this one, which is a shad color pattern. It is shiny on a sunny day. This isn't really a crawl pattern, but on dark days, even on sunny days, I have caught them. It goes from a darker to a red. As you can see, chartreuse on the bottom. These are, it only has one knocker in this one. So it's more of like a maroonish to a red to a chartreuse. Now you want to go to real muddy. You have your black and blue. Flat side. You can go to another, your crimson crawl color. Flat side crankbait. You can also go to another crawl pattern. You got your purple. This one's broken down. You also have your purple. This one I throw on a cloudy, windier day. Those are your 75X. 6th Sense just came out with their new F4s. I have them all. This is another one of their exclusive ones only that you will get for getting their Super 6 sack. This is their new one. Brand new. Also a circuit board. But this is their brand new color. Haven't really got to throw that yet. But yeah, that is purple. I forget the name of that one. Now you have your smoke. Now these have the weight transfer system in, and they're loud. You also have there, as I showed you before, this here is my go-to one for a while. Boom. Now they have it in the flat side. This one here is my most used one that I've used for the past 2 years, as you see, as I'm breaking it up. This is my shad pattern. This one's like beat. Now you also have your new bone. You also have your new shatters. Oh, the lighting isn't doing its justice. But those are the main ones that I will throw this winter. Those are your main ones that I will throw all winter long, or all my flat sides. But as I was saying, when you're fishing, I finally learned to let the fish tell me what they want. If I'm using a loud bait, all right, they're not biting it, I'm going to go a little softer. And then if they're still not biting it, I get a couple bites. Now I'm going to go to an even quieter bait, almost silent. Now I've caught some of my biggest fish are on a silent crankbait. But then I also caught them on one of the loudest, which you have 6th Sense has their XR, which I will show you here in a second. This is your regular. This is your 6 cents regular black and blue crawl. All right. That's all you hear. It's very, 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 very faint. I'm stuck. Now, you take that same bait and turn it into the XR, which is the extra rattle. Big old difference. Same bait, but one is extremely loud and one is very, very faint. So I can play back and forth, all right? Which one are they hitting? Throw that one out when it's muddy. Really not getting bit on. Now I'm going to change it up, see if they want a little fainter one. Now you can go with any color. This is a good one with a little bit of chartreuse, but a bluegill color. But my favorite that I've had is just a bone colored. Just a bone colored. I have that one, and I have it in the 100X. So as you see, you have this one, and you have the 100X. Same exact bait. If I'm getting a couple small ones on that one, let's try this one. Go up in size. That's your dull colored. You can go shiny shad. And you can go in between. As you see, I use this one. I lost its eye. Now you can also go, I'm just going over stuff in the winter. What I have learned. That doesn't mean that, a little bit of a crawl colored. You got your chartreuse red. Not crawl pattern, but crawl colored. I got this one because it looks cool, and I've never caught a fish on it. This one is my go-to in the spring. Straight up orange. And it's loud. A little 50X. Or you want your crimson, you can go a little bit duller. A little darker. So I got numerous ones that I will go ahead and throw. Always, always, always. It's your preference what you would want to do, but I always throw my crankbaits on 14-pound test. Except for the ones that I will throw on a spinning reel. I can get away with 10-pound test. And I can get it, if it says 5, maybe I can get it 5.5 feet. I can get about 5.5 feet. But I have it on 10 pound. Now, this is a new one that they came out with. Didn't throw it yet, but this is their new color yet too. This is the brand new color that 6 Cents came out with. This is the 100X. This one here, nothing. Silent. Same thing. A little bit of a rattle. So I'm going to try them both. One without a rattle and one with. And if you ever wanted to do anything in the summer, here's your big old wake baits. It only goes 0 to 1 foot. Look at the bill on this thing. 0 to 1 foot. Springtime. I'll throw this one in the spring. The rattle's ridiculous. It only dives down to a foot. You can go bluegill. You can go shad. But if you use those in the spring, it has such a wide, erratic action that they like to hunt those. So what does everyone normally use when they use their crankbaits? What size line do you guys use, if I may ask? Or what's your preference? I do well with a wake bait. Oh, I didn't even know Fishing Adventure was in here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just like your shirt, a 6 cents Crush 50X. Yeah, true that. Sorry, I didn't even know you were in. Wow. Go further. I throw the small. Hold on. You're going further east. I throw those small ones on a 6'10" medium with a Shimano BFS reel. What time of year do you fish those balsa shallow lures? Winter. Winter. Now, all depends on what shallow lures. Now, the flat side ones, I will fish those in the summer too. I will fish my OG Slim and my OG Tiny in the summer because there's so many tournaments that come out of here off of this lake, and they're really, really quiet. So I normally get a decent strikes off those. Just got off the water, and the best bait after a major cold front was a small square bill in shallow water. Exactly. Just like your shirt by 6 cents Crush. Good chatting. Got to catch up with my wife. Until next time. All right. I think you have an addiction to crankbaits. Yes, I do. We use 10-pound test in clear water here on Lake Travis. I do well. Wake baits are great. I fish them like a top water early and late and when it's cloudy, windy. I can't believe that these notifications never like popped up. I apologize. Something was wrong on that. Yes, I have wake baits, but summertime, you want to go a little off the wall. Take your metal bill. There you go. There's your 6 cents. This bill just flops back and forth. There's your crankbait that these fish do not see. This has such wide erratic action. And it has the same exact thing as what the chatterbaits have to tie yours onto. So I got my chartreuse black. You have your bluegill pattern with chrome. Your crawl pattern with your gold. As you see, I use this in the grass. And for muddy days, you have your black and blue. But they don't, you hear that rattle? That's just the bill. So that's a different ting that they don't hit. So I will try, in the winter, these things kick out side to side so bad. So I won't use them when it's cold. I will not use them when it's cold. But I will say another one to get down that you guys aren't using. I just stuck myself. This here will get down to 8 feet. This one right here will get down to 8 feet deep. And this has a wide erratic action, and it's loud. So I have a couple of these that will get down to 8 feet. You have your shad color pattern. My chartreuse. And I have another chartreuse one. But just like I was telling people earlier, don't be afraid in the winter when they're chasing these, and even in the fall, real tiny ones. Real tiny ones. And these even get down to 8 feet. You can go in the winter. These little fat boys will get down to 8 feet. It's tiny. That's my thumb. It's as big as my thumb. Not even. But they get down. And you have your black and white. Same thing. On your dirtier days. Or you want to get a little deeper. I mean, we can go all the way down to like big old crank in here. We can go down. But I have every style, every color. Even these little tiny ones. Like, that's my thumb. Like, it's tiny. Very, 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 very tiny. Oh, I forgot one other one. This will get down around 10 feet too. Your black and blue crawl. And this one, loud knocker. In muddy water. That's a medium diving one. But yeah, I have an addiction to crankbaits. Like that guy said before. Definitely have an addiction to crankbaits. Why is this? Why is my chat not coming up? There we go. I do well with wakebait later in the fall. All right, fishing adventures, and that was Morning Dawn. I do well with a crankbait always. I just love crankbaits. Especially now it's going to be flat sides. But I will run 12-pound test constantly. Now I will run my A-rig right now. Try it. But you're also going to see me throwing chatterbaits. I will throw a chatterbait. I have a spinner on over here, my one rod. I have my jerkbait. I think it's a 6'10". My jerkbait rod is a 6'10", I think. That's got 12-pound test on. That one's got 12. What else do I have over there? I have my spinner is on my jig rod. That is a medium heavy. I have my spinner. And then, of course, I always have my chatterbait. Always, 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 always. Now, here's the thing. Do you guys throw chatterbaits a lot? Do you guys throw chatterbaits a lot? Yes, no. I don't even know if my chat's working. Is anyone even chatting? No one has said anything. All right. If it's windy, I do. All right. I got you on the reel. I got you. It's working now. Message retracted. Says message retracted. Nice. Now, do you throw regular chatterbaits, the old chatterbait? Do you throw Strike King? A-rig failed today. Chatterbait second place. Lots of short strikes. Now, what is your preferred chatterbait? If it's glass, I like to throw a missile bait. Ike's Micro Swim. All right. See, I have a bunch of underspins that I will throw. I have a bunch. I got different types. I have my pulse lures, which is my I have a couple of those. I'm a pulse jig and the pulse underspin, and I run my pulse spinnerbait. I have your regular flashy swimmer like underspin, and I have a 6th Sense underspin. I'll also run a keel weighted swim bait, yeah, 2 on top of that. So it all depends. It all depends on what they want. If they're not biting my crankbaits, if it's slow, Chatterbait right now in fall, especially if it's windy. I love them. Now, people use different chatterbaits. All right. Yes, I have gotten a lot of fish called my jackhammers and my stealth blade. But I've been getting a lot more hits and catching a lot more fish on my Strike King Thunder Cricket. It's a couple dollars cheaper. I don't know if you guys throw them, but I think they have a lot better colors. The only one that I have not caught anything on is the mini. I fished this probably about 5-6 hours total. Not one bite on this little thing. None. I don't understand why. They're going after small bait fish right now. I can't get a bite on this. Z-Man with a Strike King trailer. Underspins work well too with a swim bait trailer. I have tons of swim bait trailers except for these. I won't use like the any ribbed paddle tails. I had to cut down the skirt of the chatterbait to the end of the hook and use a small trailer to get bit. This one has been my go-to lately. Don't ask me what. I'm wrapping this around here. When I'm using my chatterbait, this has been my go-to. Strike King. But I have my green pumpkin red flake 6 cents flush on here. This has been my go-to. Just it's blue, but I'll always go with a different color trailer. Don't ask me why. Now, what type of rods are you guys using for? I have tried numerous rods for chatterbaits. I've tried numerous rods, and the best rod that I have tried, I tried crankbait rods. I tried glass rods. I don't care for the glass rods. I have a half glass, half I think carbon or whatever. That's my crankbait rod that I use my A-rig on now, which is the RVD or the KVD. Sorry, I was thinking some wrestling there, some Rob Van Dam. So I will go to where are we at here? Almost like a finesse chatterbait. See, I have caught tons on the big blade. And yes, I used a Sharpie. And colored that orange black. I have caught plenty on the big blade. As you see, a 6 cents flush. So you see I use this one a lot. The paint is gone on this one. But I use the Zako on this one. As you see, it's dipped in a little bit of... oh, you really can't. But there's chartreuse on the tip. When I'm going deep, I got the 6 cents whale. I use the 6 cents whale right here. I will throw that deep. Just cast it out, let it sink down to the bottom, T-expose it, and it just, there's so much room. But I'll use the 6 cents whale and I will go deep with this sucker. What did you just put? I like to use contrasting color with a trailer. I use a 7-inch graphite medium action with 14-pound fluoro for chatterbaits and topwaters. I see. Now, like I was saying, I got different size ones. This is your Pulse Fish Lures underspin right here. This is for larger ones. Now you can go a different one with a smaller. This is a 3/8. This is a 1/4 ounce. Mornings, I will use this is the only one that I will use with a paddle tail. And it even has a weed guard on it. It's the only one that I will use a lot when it's dark. Another white one with a white. And as you see, I use this one a lot. I used a whale on a 1/2 ounce underspin. This here, I have caught my biggest bass on this right here. As you can see, I'm banging off the rocks. Like the paint's gone on this one. But this is, I'm never going to get rid of it. You have your shad color. Also, you have your bluegill with a Seiko. Now, this is also Strike King. Then you want to get to the spring. Then, of course, you want to bring out the red ones. Strike King. This is so crusty and hard right now that it's brittle. But this is my 1/2 ounce one. This is your bigger one. For in the spring, I will use the red. I set this up. I've tried it. It's never worked. This one here with the whale down on the bottom, it just never worked out. That was a stupid thing to try. But I wanted to give it a try. Then, of course, you guys seen my swim jig videos, of course. This one here is my go-to. This is my favorite one. You have your purple. The head's a little bit of a chartreuse. Paddle tail back here. This is one of my favorite ones. It's a shiny purple. Lavender, should I say, not purple. Someone's going to correct me. And if all else fails, if I got to go out deep, busting out the wobble head. The big old shaky head worm. As you can see, I use it a lot. All the paint on the tungsten's gone. Let's go ahead, just tech expose this. Boom. Cast that 3/4 weight out there. Just crank it in like a crankbait. But I ain't going to do that in the winter, though, because they're not going to bite that. I will do that. Now that's just a chatterbait that I like to use. That's just my chatterbait one that I use. I will get into these right now. This your tiny 1/2 ounce pulse jig that I will go down deep and catch smallmouth with. It's very, 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 very tiny. Like, it ain't even my finger long. You can see it's tiny. I'll use this down deep. And of course, like I said, your underspin there. Then you want to go real, real tiny. Here is your Tennessee shad color pattern with your pulse underspin. Your spinning PJ. That's not even like my finger length. It's real, real, real tiny. So there's your finesse. You can go down to your ounce yet too. I can go down deep with your ounce. Now I also got 3/8 ounce Tennessee shad. These are all your pulse jigs. More underspins. Now you can go to your total shad pattern. Your real tiny finesse ones. A lot of these I will throw on a casting rod. What else? That is basically it with those. Oh, I lied. In the summer, I will throw a bluegill. I'll throw a bluegill, and this is gold. This is a 3/8. That I will throw around grass. I will throw that around grass. Those I will throw. So, have you caught anything fishing adventure with the whale? Have you caught anything on that? What do you say is that you catch the most on? The whale or the flush? Do you even use the flush? Who's the one that said that I had an addiction with crankbaits? Where is that? Chatterbait. True that all year long, first time. Squirrel, just like the 50 cents. Oh, that's Fishing Adventures TV. I used a whale on a 1/2 ounce. Oh, I already read that before. See, but I didn't even show you. I didn't even show you guys. I still have this. I still have the wall. So if you want to go to your big old crankbaits right there, I got them there, over there, there, all the way down. And then you got your, as you can see, I got the trace right there. More jigs, pulse jigs. The sweep down there, all my 6 cents. And then I got more traces over there. I got a bunch just sitting there on the wall in case I run out, but I also have a bunch in the box. Billy the Big Mouth Bass. Yeah, you like that? Except for his head don't move anymore. I use the flush some, whale only deep water. Have caught a few 3 or 4 pounders using the underspin. I've only caught 2 fish on the whale. Now what I will say is, it was me with addiction baits too. Yeah, here. I'll even show you something else funny. Here, we're gonna come down here. That is loaded. Alright, we've all 6 cents, Seikos, everything in there. Like I got. Then come over here. All your swim baits in there. All your different swim baits. 6 cents underspins. More whales. Got your Zoom down there. Rage tails. Regular Divine swim baits. Got everything in there. Ugh. The back of my car is starting to look like that. Yeah, I need to clean that out. I need to, what am I doing here? There we go. Yeah, it's actually starting. I'm gonna have to clean that out soon. But Are you going to be ready to go out tomorrow, Saturday, Josh? Even if it's raining, are you going to weather the storm in the rain with me? I will tell you now, we will be beating the bank. If it's raining and it's cloudy, I'll be beating the bank. For some odd reason, I always do better on a bank, throwing a crankbait or a chatterbait or something around the bait, around the banks. But I'm going to try not to almost lose my rod again. That was pretty funny. That would have been really funny if I would have went right over top of that boat. If I would have went over the front. Thank God I caught it when I banged it off. That's another reason why I want to get a new boat, because my trolling motor sticks up too high. And when I went to cast, I whacked it, and it was raining. Lost my rod, and off it went. But I'm gonna get going here in a minute. So I'm going to get in there and get ready for work tomorrow, spend some time with the wife. But I'm going to start doing this every Tuesday. So if you guys have any questions, you want to talk about what lures you guys like using, what lures I should try to use that are working where you're at, give me a heads up. I can go ahead and order them. I can go ahead and try them. I might even have them. You might have a different version. Like you actually said, throwing a whale deep on an underspin. I have not tried that. I have not thought about doing that. And you said a 1/2 ounce underspin, if I'm correct. I have not tried that yet. What color whale are you using? Are you using white? Or are you using like a blue, shad? What color are you using? But all right, guys. Until next time, I'll hopefully be looking to see a couple of you guys Saturday. And if not, I will catch you guys next Tuesday. It's been fun chatting. It's been fun getting to know a bunch of people. And hopefully I'll be looking forward to trying some new techniques that people have talked about. And until then, I will catch you guys later. Everybody in the group, you have a good night. And I'll talk to you then, man. All right, Josh, you guys take it easy. Good night, man. All right, morning, dawn. Take it easy, guys. You guys have a good night.